beautiful people, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Crystal, this is Bomb Book Reviews, and it's time for the second half of Amazing Readathon. As you would have potentially just seen if you've come from there, I have done two previous videos released yesterday and the day before, and that was the first half of Amazing Readathon and everything that I read for the Amazing Readathon face-off weekend. This vlog is going to be taking you through everything that I am reading for the second half of the month. The new prompt has just dropped, the chaos has started, and I am going to be on team romance, and we have to read a book that features gods or religion. And so for this, it was a given. I had this written down as an option. I am going to be reading Priest by Sierra Simone. It's only fitting that I read one of our beautiful host's favorites. It's not on her host's favorite list, but I know it's one of her favorite series. And so as soon as I saw this was a prompt, I knew I had to pick this up. It was the only one that came to my attention as a romance book that works for this. So I am going to be reading Priest for this prompt. I'll come back and update you a little bit later when I get further through this, but all I know about this is it follows a literal priest who has a woman come into his confessional stall, what is it called? Confession stall? The box where you do confession. Anyways, she comes in and she confesses that she has bad thoughts about things. Let's just say that. And he finds himself becoming very quickly obsessed with her, and then obviously a romance ensues between the two of them, but the romance cannot go ahead because he's trying to very much prevent that, because it goes against his faith and what he's trying to rebuild from something that has happened in his past. I don't know what that means, but that's kind of the gist that I have been given. So I'll come back and tell you a bit more when I know more and update you then. And then we will continue with the rest of this vlog and talk about, what I'm going to read for the rest of the month. But we are going to be reading Priest for Team Romance for a book that features a god. Okay, so I am now 50% into Priest. I listened to this while I've been doing some work on the computer because it's work from home day today. And I have really enjoyed this. I stupidly, last year, I want to say, went to listen to Priest on one of the platforms. I think it was not Everend, Hoopla, maybe it was Everend. And unfortunately, it said it was Priest, but when I started playing it, it was actually the second book in the series. And I didn't realize until I was already halfway through. So I then finished it. So I've already read the second book in this series. And so now I was going back to read Priest. I am preferring Priest to book 2 in this series. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I mean, it is still really terrible, but something has happened and he has done something that has made me instantly just pray because I understand that, this was going to be a dark romance. I understood that this was going to be one of those ones that makes you question your entire soul and what you find, or what you think about yourself. But something just happened that should not have been sexy. And to me, it was the sexiest thing I've ever read in my life. So that was interesting to say the least, because now I feel like I need to go take a shower with holy water, which is exactly what I think these books are meant to do to you. So I'll come back to you and update you when I finish this book. But at this point, it is sitting at 5 stars. I'm having a fantastic time, and I think it's going to stay that way. Guys, this book. So I'm on my lunch break and I just finished Priest. I have to give this book 5 stars. I can't not give this book 5 stars. I feel like it is something that I shouldn't love, but I loved it, and that's why I have to give it 5 stars. So now I am going to move on to some sightseeing because I still have time to do so. So I think I am going to read or listen to, I have an Audible original called Taking What's His, I think it is. I'll put it up here for you, which is only 2 hours long, so I should be able to smash this out pretty quickly. And I think I'll be reading that for, I don't know, a 400-point sightseeing prompt. I can't think. I'm gonna have to look at what one it'll fit, but yeah, we'll fit it for something. I am excited. I'm excited to see where this leads me, but I think it's going to be a very insta-lovey story, so it's not usually my thing, but we'll give it a shot. So I have finished the sightseeing book that I was reading, and it was as insta-lovey as I was expecting. I'm giving it 2 stars.
it was not a fun time. I mean, he was kind of cool. Like the main character was very like badass boy that like, you know, was bossy and told her how it was going to be, which was like kind of nice, but like not great. So I personally am going to give it 2 stars purely because the insta loviness of it was just like too much. And I didn't realize the series was called Insta Love until I had already read the book. I thought it was going to be Insta Lovey because of the description, but then I realized it's actually the name of the series. So it makes sense that it was as Insta Lovey as it was, but that's just not my thing. So yeah, 2.5 stars, but it's a me thing, not a book thing. If you like Insta Love, then you would love this book. So I am also going to tell you about 2 graphic novels I also picked up this afternoon. I read book 1 and book 2 in the Fence series. I've since had to return them to the library because I needed to get there before they closed, so I don't have the physical copies. I don't think these were really romance, but they were like classified as romance on Goodreads, so you know, maybe there's going to be more romance like further on in the series. But in the 2 that I read, there's mainly just like rivalry, which is the start of any good romance, right? So in Fence, we follow 2 main characters who are trying to be like the best fencer, and they've got this like rivalry going on, and it's just following a group of a bunch of kids participating in a kind of like championship to find out who the best fencer is, and whoever wins at the end gets added to the team. And if you become part of the team, then you get to stay at the university. If you don't, you have to leave. I mean, it's fine. I've loved it. I've enjoyed it. It's been like a fun, quick read. It's nothing like fantastic or spectacular, but I can see its popularity, why it's got its popularity. So I have a feeling that Brie is going to be dropping a prompt any minute now. So I just wanted to update you on those few. I'm probably not going to read any more until she drops a new one, because I feel like I've done enough reading for this team, whether it be to help or hinder them. I never want to go too far and read too much, just in case I am like hindering them. So I kind of try and keep it consistent across all the teams if I can. I mean, I haven't been able to do that consistently, but I think I've done enough sightseeing for now, because if I do anything else, I might hinder this team more than I want to. So I'll come back to you and update you when the new prompt drops, and I can tell you about which team I'm on next and what I'm going to be reading. I was just filming ping pong and a new prompt dropped. Like, the timing of this woman. Anyways, so I am now on Team Fantasy, and I need to read a book with a source of light on the cover. And for this, I'm going to be reading the book that I need to read for ping pong this month, which is Elysium Girls. I don't have it here right now because my ping pong TBR is up in my bedroom. And yeah, that's what I need to read for this, because it's got fire on the cover, which I classify as a light source, and it has been classified as a light source. So this story follows a town, I guess you could say, where someone has come up and like completely destroyed the town and turned it into like a dustbin, and then said, okay, you have 10 years to get things back in order. And if we come back and your stuff is not back in order, then we will kill you all. If it is back in order, then you get to live safe free. But the catch is, we're going to come and take a certain percentage of your harvest each year to make this more difficult for you. So I don't know too much more about it other than I've heard good things. The cover is like stunning, and I'm very excited to read it. It's been on my TBR for a while, but I will come back and update you when I get further along. I am running out of time. Oh my god, the fantasy leg, I guarantee, is going to end soon, and I have only physically read like 20 pages of Elysium Girls. So I'm going to swap lanes, and I'm going to pick something else up, which is a audiobook that I think I can get finished today. Elysium Girls, I was having to try and read physically because my audiobook hold ran out and it just was not working. So I have I think it's like a 4.5 hour audiobook that I can do on Audible Original that I have like the audiobook for. And I have exactly 2 hours until I have to pick up Addie from daycare. So I think that I can smash it out this afternoon before that. And then on the final bit I can do on the drive to and from picking up her up from daycare. It is called Lucifer's Daughter by Kel Carpenter, I think it is. This follows someone who is literally Lucifer's daughter, and she finds out when the 4 horsemen approach her. And I have a feeling it's going to be like a why choose kind of reverse harem situation with Lucifer's daughter and the 4 horsemen, and I'm like here for it. But from what I can understand about the synopsis and people's reviews, it seems more on the fantasy side of things and like the dealing with like everything that can come from hell and like her learning her magic, and less on the romance side, at least in this first book. So I think it'll be okay for me to read this for Team Fantasy. And it has like this weird, I would say this is a light source. It's like, it looks almost like a blue flame. It looks almost like a blue flame. So I'm totally counting this as a light source on the cover because I need to get something finished. Otherwise I wouldn't have helped Team Fantasy at all. So I'll come back and update you when I get further into this.
Okay, I'm just about to run out the door to get Addie. So I have to be quick about this. But I finished it. It was a 5-star read. I had so much fun with it. I really want to continue the series. I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. So I can't really tell you much more about that, but I loved it. It was great. And I probably won't tell you more later because I'll forget to vlog it. But I now have another like really quick audiobook that I might listen to on the drive to and from work. To and from picking up Addie so that I can get something else done. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. And if not, I can use it for a sightseeing prompt for another team, maybe, I don't know. But I'm gonna start it. It's called Hansel and Bessel, Hansel and something. I'll put it up here. Anyways, be back soon. Guys, so a new prompt has just dropped. I am now on team spooky and I have to read a book that has at least 5 colors on the cover. I had a couple of options ready for spooky when I like ended up back on that team, and none of them have colors on the cover. Like they have like 2 colors. They're very like bland, plain covers. So I have gone and had a look at some books that I had tagged in like my Libby and also on my, what's it called? Audible to like hopefully find something that is, you know, going to work for this. I have been down and out for the count, unwell with COVID, like really struggling to read. Like I've had brain fog. So the prompt actually dropped yesterday. And I know that we're getting to the tail end where there's going to be some short days where there's like only a couple of days between prompts. So I'm going to pick a short book to get through because brain fog will not let me focus on anything like too big and long. So I'm thinking I'm going to read. I did a bit of research and I found a book that I think will be easy enough for me to like wrap my head around and hopefully be enjoyable. I don't know. It's called Pure Harvest, I think. Something Harvest. This is how much my brain is fogging right now. But it follows a town where this creepy scarecrow comes like once a year. A scarecrow, I think it's a scarecrow. It's like someone who murders people like once a year, shows up, and every year people try and take him down or kill him. And if you manage to take him down and kill him, then your family gets like a major reward. Like you get a new house to live in, you get like millions of dollars, and like it's a whole thing. And most people will stay like in the crux of the house, not the crux of the town, waiting for the person to like come to them. And then this year there is a boy who decides that he's going to take fate into his own hands and like go to the cornfield and like try and take the guy down before he even leaves the cornfield. So we'll see. I mean, it's meant to be apparently quite spooky. It has fairly good ratings on Goodreads. So I don't know, I've just never heard of it. It does have 5 colors. If you look, like 2 shades of green, a red, a yellow, I think there's a brown on there somewhere. So it's not like a colorful cover, but it does have 5 different colors, and I'm gonna count it because I have access to it. It's an audiobook. And I don't think it's going to require a lot of brain thought. I have Adeline home from daycare today sick because, you know, with us all being sick, she's not at daycare. I'm not at work. We're just kind of taking it easy today. She's currently sleeping. So I am going to try and get this started, and then maybe we'll go for a walk later and I can listen to it a bit more. So I will come back and update you probably when I finish it because it's fairly short, and just kind of let you know my thoughts on it. And then I probably won't see you again until the new prompt drops because the brain capacity right now, I'm just trying to get at least a book finished so that I can like continue my travels. I have just got back from our walk and I finished the book and I have very mixed thoughts about it. I loved it, but I hated it at the same time. There was parts of it which I felt very confused, both by plot and character choices. But then there was parts where it was like so creepy and spooky, and like I loved the atmospheric nature of it. So if I was to rate it purely on plot, I would probably give it like a 2-star. If I was to rate it on my overall reading experience, I'd probably give it 3.5. So I don't really have much else to say about it. I feel like this would be the right person's book. It just wasn't mine. So if you're looking for like a spooky thriller that is a little bit like mind fuck, then I would recommend it. I just think I didn't have the brain capacity to really appreciate it in my current foggy state. So do with that information what you please. I will see you when the next prompt drops. Okay, so it is time for the new leg. I am still sick. Every time I feel better, it comes back, all right? Like, you're just gonna have to deal with me being sick this entire vlog. I'm sorry. It is the 26th of June. The new prompt has dropped.
I am back to team fantasy, I believe, and I need to read a book that features water on the cover. So for this one, I'm going to be reading a sequel. I'm going to be reading Return to Raw. You can see there is water, there are ocean waves all over the front of this. This is middle grade by Jenny McLaughlin. The first one, which was like Land of Raw, I think it is, follows two siblings that have to go and stay with their grandparent or their grandfather for like a summer break or something. And while they're there, their grandfather falls into a mattress and disappears. And then they like chase him into the mattress and realize that they've ended up in the Land of Raw. And the Land of Raw is something that has been created from their imagination as they were kids. Everything that they played with as kids, everything that they used as toy-wise and everything is in the Land of Raw. And there is a evil person within this land that has tried to kidnap their grandfather, and they have to try and get him back. So this is them entering back into the Land of Raw voluntarily, because now this evil person has been banished and they think that they can go back to the Land of Raw and enjoy things completely normal. Little do they know that there's other things from their childhood and imagination that are now in the Land of Raw. Some not so good, some better. So it's been fun to like delve back into this. I already started it. I think I'm like, 50 pages in or so. And I'm loving it as much as I loved the first one. It's a great time. It's the perfect kind of like easy to comprehend, mind-numbing type book for me to be jumping in right now with my brain fog. And it's a good way to round out the month. So I think I'm up to like 25 books for the month. So I'm starting to get a little bit brain fried. But I have a feeling that this is going to be the thing to pick me up ready for the final prompt, which I'm sure will drop any day now because it is currently like the 27th here in Australia. I guarantee there'll be another one like any minute before I know it. But yes, Return to Raw, having fun so far. I'll let you know when I finish it and update you then. So last night I finished Return to Raw, which was so fun. I loved being back in that world again. The main characters are just as likable in the second book as the first. The like interest and intrigue of like the mystery that's going on, like as a subplot, was also interesting. So yeah, I had a really good time. But I woke up this morning and the new prompt was dropping. And so now I am on a team sci-fi, and we need to read a book that we think would be a good adaptation. And so I am reading Dead Silence by S.A. Barnes. This is a sci-fi ghost ship, and there's a salvage crew that has to like kind of go and find this random ghost ship that's like sending out a distress signal. And I have a feeling that there's going to be some like unspeakable things that happen there. So it's kind of a genre blend between sci-fi and horror. But I think the space sci-fi-ness of it is a more predominant genre. So I think I'm able to count it for team sci-fi. I have had this on my like want to read list for a while. I don't even remember who brought it to my attention to begin with. I'm about 15 pages in. I only just started it because Adeline's gone down for a nap. And yeah, so I'm going to try and get as much as I can started on this today. I will be jumping on sprints tomorrow and Monday. So I have those 2 days to like finish this up, but I really need to get it done as much as I can today and tomorrow so that I can use Monday for like prepping for my job interview on Wednesday that I have to travel down to Sydney for. So that's where I'm at. I will come and update you when I get further along in this, but I am going to give Return to Raw 5 stars, the same as I did with the first one. Yeah, I enjoyed it just as much, if not more. And so far, this is very, very intriguing. So I'm curious to see where it goes. It's very much giving me Illuminae vibes, but maybe it's just because it's a space, like a book set in space with like a mystery. So maybe that's why I'm kind of feeling like that. But all in all, having a good time, 15 pages in. So we'll see where I go from here and how much I love it. But so far the writing style is intriguing, and yeah, I'm curious to see where it goes. Okay, so it is officially the final day of Amazing Readathon. I'm currently on sprints with Brie. I have made it to 50% of my book, which is Dead Silence by S.A. Barnes. And I think it's safe to say that I will probably not get this book finished because we have about an hour and a half left until the end of the readathon. And according to my my thing, I have about 3 hours worth of audio book on real time left. So I'm going to submit what I can pretty much as soon as midnight hits. And then that's going to be that. So far I'm loving this. I think it's going to end up being a 5-star read. So I will leave you with that because I think that it probably will be 5 stars. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, there is episode 1 and episode 2. So episode 1 was everything before Face Off.
Episode 2 was everything that I read during Face Off, and this vlog is everything that I read after Face Off. Thank you so much again, Brie, for letting me be a producer. I had so much fun. I loved being a part of this chaotic readathon every year. And I cannot wait for Pick Pongathon in August, where I get to bring your chaotic brain over to my channel for a little bit. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day. If you're looking to comment something down below, you can comment the bull emoji, because I happen to be wearing a Bulls jersey. But thank you so much. Have a great weekend and happy reading.